Hey, and welcome to my journey and to Vlogmas Day 1. So it begins. We will see if I can keep up. This is my first Vlogmas. I've never done this before. And even though I put out videos about every day, it seems, for somebody that doesn't have a life, I always have something to show you, it seems like, boring or not boring. But this is like 31 days of something. So we will see if I can keep you interested or not. We shall see. But I got lucky because my first day of Vlogmas is also weigh-in. So easy done. How did I do? I even went out to eat this week. We'll talk about that. I weighed in at 290.2 for a loss of 2.2. And that puts me at 86.9. Insert button jar. Okay, here we go. 85. Next up, 90. What about that? It's my little Dollar Tree cup I got last year. Isn't that cute? I think it is so cute. See, it's got a little raised up nose. It's so cute. So, I went out to eat this week. My best friend, he died 6 years ago this month. His son messaged me and said, I miss you. We need to get together. And his son is a teenager. His son, as a matter of fact, will be 19 Saturday. His daddy would be so proud of the young man he has turned out to be. He's in college. He works. He's rebuilding his own Camaro. Listen, even in the extended family, everybody loves their Camaros. He's an exceptionally bright young man. And for a teenager to message an old lady who really I'm nothing to him except for his daddy's friend, and they're the only two people on the planet who call me Kimberly, because my best friend, he always called me Kimberly. That was just his thing. And when he would want something, he would go, Kimberly, Kimberly. So when he introduced me to them, he introduced me as, this is Kimberly. So they still call me Kimberly. Anyway, to reach out to me is just, it melted my heart. And his mom didn't even know that he did it until he told her, hey, we're going to go eat. Basically, you want to come? Because obviously we're going to include her. And I told her what he did. And she says, oh, that made her feel so good. I'm like, I know, right? So we went and had supper at a Mexican restaurant, Mi Pueblo. If you have one in your area, it's a very delicious restaurant. I was looking on there. I couldn't find the a la carte. And then, of course, he showed me right there on the front page where I missed a little flap. I guess it pays to read everything. All I wanted was a taco so I could eat the insides out. David calls it the guts. Just eat the guts out of it. Like if they were working on the bill and we'd get a fast food, I'd get like a little small burger. Just eat the guts out. So that's what I did. I got a grilled chicken street taco. It was a street taco. It was about maybe that big. A little bit bigger than those street taco tortillas you see in the store, because they're like that big. So it was not a tortilla. It was maybe about that big. There was nothing in that tortilla, but I ate it. It was just grilled chicken, lettuce, and cheese. There was nothing else on it. And it was good. The chicken was so tender. I could have eaten more, because I'll tell you, this whole feeling of I can keep eating, it ain't going away. I see the nutritionist I think it's Friday. Can't wait to see her. Can't wait to see what she's going to tell me. So, anyway, we enjoyed our meal, had a bunch of laughs, and I got caught up on his life and what all he's doing and everything, and so I enjoyed it. a lot. It just, it did my heart good. Now, let me tell you about this here legs situation. The saga continues. Let me catch you up quickly from last week. I finally did call the doctor because it's draining. Has not stopped. It's got worse. It's a whole big wound. It's terrible. It burns. It stings. It's awful. She refers me to dermatology for an Uniboot. Uniboot's where they put medication on it. They wrap it. Then they cover that up. And then they compress it. Okay, good. Well, they call me immediately, practically, and say, well, I can't get you in unless it's marked urgent. So can you let your doctor know to mark it urgent? So then I told you, I let my doctor know to mark it urgent. She says, this is your one pass, ma'am. So they marked it urgent. They sent it. Well, I didn't hear it right away. So I'm like, oh, well, I better make sure they got it. That's when the girl was very rude to me and told me, don't call them. They'd call me. I'm like, okay. Well, I let the doctor know. They say they didn't get it. Could you send another one? I know you sent it. And so she sent it. She goes, I got 2 confirmations. They got both of them. Well, they didn't call Monday. I said, if they don't call Monday, I'm going to call this other place on my own because my insurance doesn't require referrals. And so I thought, I'll just cut out the middleman. So I called. They couldn't get me in the office here in town until next October. Next October in Huntersville, where my doctor is, until next June. I'm like, I was being nice about it. I said, well, either my leg's going to dry up or fall off by then, so I'm not going to need you. She was like, she was so sorry. And so I messaged my doctor. I'm like, here's the situation. I don't know what to do. They tell me not to call them. They can't get me in. I don't know what to do. So the nurse wrote me back. She goes, well, you need to come in and let her look at it. We need to get it looked at. So I went in Tuesday. She looked at it. She put some gauze on it. She put some compression on it. She said, keep it compressed. Oh my God. By the time I got home, I had to take it off. It was killing me. Because like I told you, it's on fire, and mashing on that open raw wound was too, like right now it's just burning. I can't do it. I can't help what she told me. I can't do it. On my other leg, I got a spot about this big that has opened up on the side. Never, ever, not one single solitary time has the right leg ever drained. Ever. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's not near as big as the left leg. Never is. It's just normal big. This one's always bigger than the right one. It always. Swollen or not swollen. Which is weird. They say that's kind of normal, isn't it? Isn't that kind of normal? But it's noticeably bigger. Anyway, so I go in and see her. She does that. She goes, okay, well, if we can't get you in dermatology, I'm going to send you to a wound care specialist. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So I don't hear anything the rest of that day because it was kind of late by the time I went. Yesterday morning, I get a call from the dermatology. The one that told me don't call them. This was a nicer person, thank goodness. She said, we have your referral. She goes, we won't get you in. She goes, I have a cancellation today. Can you come this afternoon? I said, yes, I sure can, because I need this looked at. Not probably 10 minutes before I'm walking out the door, the phone rings. They cancel on me because the doctor's not taking new patients. And there's nobody else they can get me in until January 23rd. I said, well, I'm not going to need you then. I said, my doctor has referred me to wound care since y'all didn't call. She goes, well, we can still see if you want to go ahead and set it up. I said, well, I'll set it up, but I'll be canceling it, you know. So then I had to write the doctor back and tell her this is unbelievable. But I'm walking out the door. They cancel on me, so go ahead and redo, because she wrote me back when I wrote her and told her she could cancel. I wrote her and told her she could cancel the wound specialist because dermatology called, and she wrote me back, and she goes, I was in the middle of doing that and lymphedema referral. I'm like, So I let her know, well, it's back on. They canceled on me, but could you not send me the lymphedema treatment right now? Because that compression hurt. I can't. What they put on you in lymphedema treatment, they lotion up your leg so that the gauze don't stick, and they put the gauze around it, and then they put this foam padding around it, and then they put the compression bandages around it, and it is heavy and thick and tight. They make it tight so it'll squeeze out that fluid. I'm like, please don't send me until this heals up. Even if she sends me, I won't go because it is painful. I can't do it. I had to quit doing it last time because of my back. They had to wrap me all the way to my thigh. I mean, all the way up to the leg fold in between your abdomen and your leg, whatever, you leg crease, all the way up there. And it was so tight and so heavy, it was pulling on my back. I had to take it off. I couldn't rest. It was hurting so bad. So I just had to quit going. I couldn't finish my treatments. So that's where my leg stands. We'll see when the wound care gets back to me. Who knows? I didn't hear back from her yesterday because it was late when I had the appointment. So anyway, but that's where that stands. Now let me tell you this. We went to put my lights on my porch Sunday. Plugged it in. Didn't come on. I'm like, okay, this fuse is blowed or something. The breaker switch, I don't know, something happened. So David took the lights around the back, plugged them in, because he was already out in the yard. So he just walked around the back of the building, plugged them in, back of the house. He came back, he said, it won't come on back there. So I tried another strand. I'm like, well, maybe it's the drop cord. So then I plugged it into the wall. The wall, it wouldn't work. So I plugged in my wreath. My wreath came on. So it's not the plug, not the drop cord. I'm like, my lights are burned out. He goes, well, maybe it's just a bulb. I'm like, no, it's not a bulb, because last year some of the bulbs burned out and it was just the bulb. The lights stayed on, but the bulbs burned out. So the lights are just not coming on. Well, I got a little ticked, flung them back. I have them in a big Rubbermaid container. I flung them back in the container. I didn't even check the rest of them. I was mad. I get that way. Don't tell me y'all don't. Maybe y'all got a better demeanor than me when you get ill at something. Because I had looked so forward to it since I have a porch now and I have this railing, and the past few years I've been able to put up lights. I look forward to it. I flung them back in that Rubbermaid tote and put it back down there in the big room. I'm like, I ain't messing with it. I said, no, I just ain't messing with it. He's like, go get you some lights. He said, we'll get them up there. I thought, well, yesterday, I was going to get them whenever was it yesterday I went to the doctor? No, day before, Tuesday. When I went to the doctor, I didn't go Monday. I said, well, I'll just go Tuesday because I'm going to be out to the doctor. I'll go then. I thought, well, before I actually buy lights, I'll check all of them just to see how many lights I need to buy. Not a single solitary strand of lights worked. I had like 5 strands of clear lights that I don't even know what I used them for, because I like multicolored lights. My tree now is pre-lit and it's clear, but it's gorgeous. With all the owls on it, I can't help it. They worked, and they're old as Methuselah. None, not even the ones I bought last year brand new, because we had a string burn out that was an older string that I had to replace, right? Not even it worked. So I had them wrapped up around these little things that are for Christmas lights. I just unraveled them all, got a whole Forceplex garbage bag full of Christmas lights to throw in the garbage. So I went to Rose's because I did not feel like going up in Walmart. No. So I just went to Rose's because it's easier to get in and out of. small store, and I knew they'd have them because they have Christmas stuff. Ooh, they had the toys. If I hadn't done bought Christmas, I'd have been up in roses buying toys. They even had them 25% off too. But they had rows of toys. If you had kids, I'll tell you what. If you're in a town with the roses and you got children to buy for, go check out the toys. If it's anything like my store's toys, you will be in toy heaven. So, got my new lights. I guess we'll get them up this weekend. I'm a week behind. I don't really care for that. I mean, today's only the 1st. Still, I get them up after Thanksgiving, and this is too far after Thanksgiving. So, now listen. Let me tell you. What is my favorite show on the planet? Correct. Criminal Minds. I have watched it 4 bazillion times. And I love starting it over on season 1. Season 1 up into season 2 when Elle leaves. That's my favorite seasons. That's the ones I play most of all. I play them over and over. They're like a blankie to me. They're like a security blankie to me. Well, we all know Criminal Minds, the reboot, came on Thanksgiving on Paramount. Supposedly it's on CBS, and I can't figure out how it's on Paramount, which is like cable, you know what I mean, and network TV, because they don't allow the same things on network TV as was in this show. I watched it like 3 o'clock. They put out the first 2 episodes. I hadn't checked. I guess today maybe the 3rd one's out. I guess they're going to put it out week by week since it's actually on network TV too. I don't know if that's how it works. I hate to diss my show, but it is not Criminal Minds. It's like Holly says. She come over here to watch it with me. I watched it a second time. Fell asleep because she come over later in the afternoon, and I had been up, since early in the morning, and she was like, well, I see what you mean. She goes, it's like it's a different show with our Criminal Minds actors on it. I'm like, yeah, that's a good way to describe it. They're out of character. They're cussing, and honey, let me tell you, I am so far from a prude. It's not even funny. Just take my word for it. I am not a prude. Normally the cussing wouldn't bother me. I would just overlook it, whatever. But the original Criminal Minds did not cuss. They did not need to cuss. They did not need to have sexual innuendos other than what was in the crimes themselves, and it was not a titillating sexual undertone. You know what I mean? It was a violent, evil undertone. And there was the only, what you could even consider sexual tension was between Garcia and Morgan, and that was not even real because we knew they were just best friends. So it was just a little game they played. It was not anything real. Well, the characters did not make sexual jokes. They didn't discuss their sex life. They didn't cuss at all. And all that was on this show, it was so far out of character, and the way they had Rossi was so far out of his character. Maybe after the first 2 episodes, after the whole story gets out of why he's like he was, I'm not going to ruin it for you, why he's like he was, why he acted the way he acted, maybe he's going to settle down now. They've jerked his tail back into reality. I don't know, but it was nowhere close to being Criminal Minds. It was just some other show with the same actors and the same name. It's called Criminal Minds Evolution. And I will tell you the premise of the thing, which is it's out. It's not a big spoiler. They tell you what it's about. I did not mean to slurp. The serial killer is like a serial killer overlord, I guess you could say. They went dormant during the pandemic because it's like they were saying, everybody was sheltered in place, nobody was out and about, so like their victim pool kind of went away, so they kind of went dormant. Well, now that everything has started coming out of the pandemic and everything's starting to get back to normal, then this one serial killer, he created this group, this network of serial killers, and they're reactivating. So while the little ones are reactivating each episode, they're still chasing the main dude. And they've shown him, it's not a secret who he is. You see him, you know what he does, and it's not like we're waiting till the end. Who did it? Who was it? We know automatically, immediately. So that's the premise of it. So it's a good storyline, interesting story. They keep up with that, but as far as the characters go, not a fan. Not a fan, and I hate that. I hate that because you know how much I love that show. I told David, I said, I wonder, I really do wonder if Matthew Gray Gubler and the guy who played Simmons, I can't think of his real name, the Asian guy, the good looking guy. He was on Criminal Minds, the Borders one, Beyond Borders, the one that they did overseas, international. And then, like after Hotch left and after Derek left and all that went on, they brought him over to the regular Criminal Minds. And I thought he was a good fit. The two of them are the two that did not return. And I wonder, in my suspicious mind, if they read the script and said, no, my character wouldn't act like that. Because every character did and said a little something that was out of line for them. So I'd find it hard to believe that there would be two that they just wouldn't. The one character that stayed mainly true to himself, well, Garcia did, but there was just, I don't know. There was some little something she said that was off color. Unless I'm reading more into it, and I don't think I was. But Luke, he only cussed like maybe once or twice. But he still acted like himself. His character was still like himself. JJ didn't cuss. She didn't cuss. But there was kind of a hint. I ain't going to tell you no more. Never mind. So I can't figure out how the show I watched on Paramount Plus ended up on CBS network TV. Because either they bleeped it out or they filmed two different ones. Because this one would not fly on network. So I meant to watch it last week. I'll try to remember tonight. It comes on at like 10 o'clock. Y'all know I am out like a light at 10 o'clock. Last night, I ate my supper early. 8 o'clock, I told David, I said, I'm about to pass out, putting my mask on. Love you, night. So, yeah, that was that. But that's all I know today. Listen, I don't think I do know nothing else. I went to Wanda's looking for something specific, and I thought I found a little book with some handwritten, well, I got it right here, matter of fact, because I was sitting down back here looking at it yesterday. I went whatever day that was, I can't remember. But this right here, the binder part got me. I hadn't seen it, but see, it's got like this paper in it, and it's like handwritten, and you can see, oh, you can't see it. That one's, they're all copies. And the first one you opened was a handwritten one. I couldn't get a hold of that page. I'm not going to stand there and make you look at that. So I thought, oh, this is somebody's handwritten recipes. And y'all know how I feel about handwritten recipes. If you have handwritten recipes and your children is just going to throw them away, you mail them to me. I ain't ashamed to ask for them. I love people's handwritten recipes. And I feel like if I have them and I keep them, then it kind of honors their memory. Not that y'all are gone right now, but you can write it down and give them my address and tell them, hey, if you're going to throw these away after I'm gone, send them to Kim. She wants them. So I thought that's what I was getting. Copied or not copied, they were handwritten. Well, I got to looking through there, and it was just mostly, there was a couple of handwrittens. There's one called Ruth's Bread. I don't know if that's like a bread that is Ruth's bread, because there's like a Sally Lunn bread, or if it's just a friend of hers named Ruth, or her name was Ruth, and it was her bread. I don't know. One or the other. Anyway, it was handwritten, and the rest of it were just like copies out of old newspapers and booklets and things like that. So I should have looked at it while I was there, but it was like $1. I'm like, well, I'll take a chance. I didn't want to unfold all them papers while I'm standing there. I'll take a chance. So you win some, you lose some. Still some win, because there's some recipes in there that, I'm going to save them. I'm going to put them somewhere. They're probably copied in the 80s. You can tell by the old, the way the copiers used to copy, where they were not very clear and they were kind of grayscale and muddy looking. So, yeah, I like that old stuff. Listen, when y'all see my Christmas decorations, that comes up the 11th, I am pretty sure. You're going to see all kind of stuff. Old stuff, new stuff, crafted stuff, Dollar Tree stuff, thrifted stuff, family stuff passed along. And like I've already told you before, it's just a regular old house with some decorations in it. Which I like them. David told me, he goes, you don't worry about it. He says, as long as you like it, that's what counts. I'm like, you know what? You're right. That is what counts. So I don't think I know nothing else today. I think I told you everything I was going to tell you. Well, this is probably a short video. I don't never look down. There's a little red thing at the bottom of the screen. I don't never look down there to see how long it is, because I don't want to be swayed of if I have more to say, if I don't have more to say. Because if I have too much to say, y'all know how to turn it off. I ain't holding you hostage. You can turn it off at any time you want to turn it off. I mean, of course, I'd want you to watch the whole thing, but that's up to you whether you got time to watch or not. So, listen, I did go down to the Dollar Tree yesterday because I was so mad. Gosh, I was fuming when they canceled my appointment, and all I wanted to do was eat. That is my go-to for all the emotions, all of them. And I'm like, shop it off. Go shop it off. So I've been needing to go down to the other Dollar Tree where I got my car magnets, the light magnets that I got to get out there and put on my car. I got them in the plus section. Well, I didn't read it until after I had already got it home, how many days later. There's not but so many in there, and it's not going to be enough to go all the way around the back and all the way up the sides. So I said, well, I need to go get another box. Well, they were cleaned out. If I hadn't got them when I got them, I wouldn't even know that they had them. So I'll have to just do as many as I can do. I'll probably just go down the sides and not do the back, because it's not enough to go up the back and just partly up the, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I went down there and they didn't have none of them. So anyway, that's all. I didn't I didn't go nowhere else. I did too. I went and got some prescriptions. Woohoo! Party! Listen, I know how to have a good time. Y'all don't mess with me. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about today. What was that number? 290.2 minus 2.2 for a total of 86.9. Ooh, I'm getting close to the 90, and I'm close to the 0.8 away from the 280s. The next decade. Hopefully I'm there next week. So, all right. Well, that's all I know today. I will see you back, obviously, tomorrow for day. What do I have something planned tomorrow? I can't read. I've got something planned tomorrow. I've already got it uploaded, and I can't remember what it is. And then Saturday, I think Saturday is our appetizer, where there's 4 of us. It's not a collab. We just decided, okay, well, we'll all just do an appetizer that day. So stay tuned for that, and look in the description box below on that day to see everybody else who is giving you a appetizer. I'm gonna tell you, mine's good. I ain't gonna lie. It is our favorite. I'll give you a hint. Cheese ball. It's a good one too. Let me tell you, everybody in this family loves it. So anyway, okay, that for real. That's what they say. For real. FR. I am quitting talking now. I will see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 2. Have a good one.